And we're back with 10 free London activities you can't miss. Now, if you've seen videos like this from my channel, you know that I am doing a virtual travel diaries where I'm not physically able to go to these places. So I'm watching a lot of videos and a lot of tours and a lot of different things. Today we're checking out this video from Love and London, okay? I am pretty much excited. Let's dive into this video.
Hello from London. My name is Chelsea and I've lived here for over a decade and I've basically explored every corner of the city. So I'm going to let you in on my best free things to do here. First up, another way to see Tower Bridge. You might recognise this landmark. It's Tower Bridge, not London Bridge, by the way, and we love it. You'll know it because it's famous for splitting in two to allow big merchant ships to pass further down the Thames. Although nowadays, it's mainly tall tourist boats that pass through. Did you know that the Tower Bridge posts its bridge lift schedule on its website? You can check it out online and see if you can time a bridge lift for when your trip is. The website will even tell you which boat is passing under the bridge and in what direction. In my opinion, the best place to watch it is here on the southwest bank, next to this building, which is London's old City Hall, although it does get crowded in the summer. If you're looking for a less busy spot, the northeastern bank is great, just outside the Tower Hotel. It'll be a great view, but with less people. Take yourself on a walking tour around the city. We don't really recommend those free walking tours, but this is a really cool hack and a unique way to see those parts of the city you'd otherwise miss. A couple we recommend. The Flash Invader app. It's a great little app where you scan and collect street art on your phone.
Wow.
It doesn't give you a tour of where to find them, but if you Google it, there's a couple of routes from helpful players to sort you out. Next up.
Okay, so I need to go view that again. That looks like a very interesting thing to do on vacation. So about a Tower Bridge, I know where I live, there was this bridge called the Demerara Harbor Bridge. It has a lot of history, and that bridge used to, like, of course, detach from normal to allow ships and boats to pass through. So I kind of know about that, but I've never heard of the Tower Bridge before. So I guess this is awesome that I'm doing this series. Very nice. Demerara Harbor Bridge also had a new that also had like a schedule when boats would be traveling, so they would like cut it off at a particular time, so you always had to look at the schedule. So that's awesome, learning about the Tower Bridge. There's a new bridge now that we are using, so the Demerara Harbor Bridge, I'm not sure what's going to happen with that, but it might be, in my head, I think a good idea is just to allow it to be like this historical site. About the free walk, I think that's pretty awesome. You see the graphic arts, there's actually like this tunnel. It seems like a tunnel area where you walk and there's a bunch of street arts. Oh my gosh, I would love to see
You'd
that.
otherwise miss. A couple we recommend.
Like
the
in
Flash
here.
Invader app. It's a great little app where you scan and collect street art on your phone. It doesn't give you a tour of where to find them, but if you Google it, there's a couple of routes from helpful players to sort you out. Next up, the Blue Plaques Tour. You might have seen or heard of these. They're signs on the walls of buildings managed by English Heritage, and they tell you of famous or important people that have lived or worked here. It's the oldest scheme of its kind. It started in 1866, and there's over 1,000. You can also take yourself on an art tour of London to places like this, Leek Street Arches and Waterloo, where you can watch the graffiti artists at work. Sure.
I think every country needs a dedicated place for artists to like shine. I think that would be such an awesome idea for more places to just have a dedicated area where you can just show up and see artists working on art. That would be awesome.
Which is also a great place for this. Whilst we get our steps in, we couldn't talk about London and not talk about all our green parks and spaces. London has around 3,000 parks, including 8 royal parks and canal-side walks. These parks are a gorgeous reminder of London's history, as green spaces were a priority for leaders throughout the city's history. We also love Hampstead Heath, which is in North London, but my personal favourite has to be Richmond Park. It's southwest London and it's the perfect place for a picnic with your pals, especially in the summer because you can make a day of it. You're also not that far from long stretches of the Thames and Kew Gardens. If you want something more central, a lot of our parks are located right in the middle of the city. You could do 3 or 4 of them in a day. And while we're talking about walks, I can't not talk about the canal side walks. You can literally walk from Paddington in the west to Victoria Park in the east and see some of the most gorgeous spots in London. I'm talking Maida Vale, Camden, King's Cross and Hackney.
To me, if I do go to a park, like I would prefer not to travel by myself because it of course is sightseeing, but then I would want to be doing some type of activity. Like if I do want to have a picnic, I would want someone to be there with me just so it could be a little bit fun. Or I would just go to the park just to read. I think that would be it. But the aspect of traveling is not to do things that are comfortable to you, right? So I would perhaps I need to find some fun things. I'm so comfortable with reading. I would love to just go to the park, spread out a blanket and just sleep or read. That is not the reason why you travel, Monica.
It's truly impossible to talk about free things in London without talking about the amazing perk of this city. Free entry to national galleries and museums.
That's
Basically,
nice.
back in 2001, the British government scrapped entrance fees to flagship galleries and museums. This was to allow more access to the culture and the arts in the UK. And great news, if you're a visitor, you also get free access to galleries and museums.
Yay! That is awesome news. That is awesome news. I would go to every single museum or gallery I come across. That's my thing.
But bear in mind, not all galleries and museums are free. You still have to pay for the London Transport Museum, for example. But generally speaking, if it's a big museum or gallery, you can get in for free. You could literally spend your entire trip doing museums and galleries alone, so it's best to pick the ones that stand out to you. It's also a great accessible activity to do here in London, especially if it's raining. There's a whole street of galleries and museums in Kensington alone, and they're connected by a tunnel. Personally, I love the Tate. There's always so many fun pop-up exhibitions, and it's just a great building to wander around.
Free concerts!
We are so lucky to have so many music schools and establishments in London, and some of them do free lunchtime concerts which the public can access. London Symphony Orchestra do a free concert at a church in Farringdon featuring Guildhall School orchestral artistry musicians. Even the Royal Opera House does one. These feature their performers and occasional guests, and there might even be some ballet. The free concerts usually last around 45 minutes, so it's the perfect addition to your itinerary. Speaking of free,
So I hope that there's like some aspect online where you can go and just find out the schedule. Because I don't think they would offer that every single day, would they? That would be interesting if they did.
visiting a new city for the first time can be super overwhelming. So we've created a free guide to help you learn everything you need to know as a first-time visitor when visiting London. You will learn how to get to your hotel from the airport, how to get and spend currency, what you need to use London's public transport system, and most importantly, how to prepare for British weather. This guide is designed to take all of the stress out of visiting a new city for the first time, and it's completely free. So click the link in the description to find out more information on how to access. Right, back to the video. If you like history, we recommend visiting some of our historic houses whilst you're in town. These houses were generally owned by British aristocracy, and their stories give an interesting perspective on London throughout different points of history. There are some great houses, like Kenwood House, which is in Hampstead Heath, another one of our favourites for a free day out. It was originally built in the 17th century, but it was redesigned over and over again for whichever Earl lived there.
So this is like the perfect place. This is the perfect kind of tours for people who love architecture and love like old buildings and stuff. They would love this. They would find it fascinating. Where I live, there's a bunch of buildings that have designs from like the 1800s to the early 1900s and probably still like in the 60s and the 50s. Things are slowly changing, but it's really great that they preserve these types of structures so we can all take a look at how things used to be back then. So this is definitely a great uh travel for people who admire like structure and architecture and stuff like that.
Wallace Collection is also a great place to visit. They also display art collected by Richard Wallace himself throughout his life. The art is displayed here in Richard Wallace's prime London residence, Hertford House. They also do a great afternoon tea.
Ooh.
London is famous for being a green city, and we have a really cool selection of urban gardens with great views of London. You've probably heard us talk about the Sky Garden a lot. It's great.
Sky Garden? I've never heard of that one before. So I'm assuming it's like a garden that's on a high platform, perhaps a balcony, and everybody's just can go and see the greenery in the kind of air situation.
We love it. It's a garden located at the top of the walkie-talkie building with
Oh,
great views of the city, but it gets booked up and is super busy. They do have slots you can book on the day for free, but we'd recommend booking in advance if you want free access. Another option is the garden at 120. It is a garden with great views of the City of London. It has lovely plants and is the perfect spot for a break from a busy itinerary. Our final option doesn't have any views, but it's a Love and London favourite. It is the Barbican Conservatory. It's an unlikely but wonderful oasis in the Brutalist Barbican Centre, right in the centre of London. It
what I'm wondering now though is sometimes when you visit places, depending on if it's owned by the state or maybe it's privately owned, sometimes they don't allow you to like take pictures or vlog and stuff. So I'm hoping a lot of the lists in here you can freely take pictures and vlog and do these different things. Unfortunately, I've come across a lot of places where that is in effect because it's like not owned by the state. It has this issue with, taking pictures and stuff, but it's free access though. You can go in freely. So I hope.
has over 2,000 species of trees and plants, and you can definitely couple this with a trip to the Barbican Centre and check out the Curve Gallery while you're there. It's free as well. This is a great tip for people that want to see backstage at one of London's coolest theatres without the price tag that comes with it. You might know that the National Theatre does its own backstage tour, which costs around £15 a person. So although that's an option, if you don't want to pay, this is the hack for you. The National Theatre also opens up its Shirling backstage walkways 1 hour before curtain up on show days.
Really?
There you can see props, the set design warehouse, the set design painting and more. It's a great way to see their busy production workshop and learn a bit more about how the plays are made.
So if I ever do travel to some of these places, theater is like the number one place that I want to visit. Theater, buildings, workshops, cultural centers. I want to go to all of those things. Free or not, I want to go.
London has a bunch of free comedy that you can watch on any day of the week. It's the perfect evening activity after a day of sightseeing, although you'll want to check the times because the free shows won't be at peak times. Top Secret Comedy Club in Covent Garden do a ton of free comedy, improv sessions and a lot more for less than a fiver. You can check the timings on their website. We also love Angel Comedy in Islington. This is a Londoner's favourite because they have free comedy and improv every night of the week. And it's located upstairs at the Camden Head pub. The free shows feature new performers, and sometimes well-known ones trying out new material, so you might get lucky and see a celeb comedian for free. They have 3 venues now, some of which do charge for shows, so make sure you check the website to see when the free ones are on. Fair warning, it is popular, and the room isn't that big, so turn up early so you don't miss out.
Photographers Gallery!
One
Free
final
lattes.
evening activity, we love the Photographers Gallery. It displays a ton of cool photography from up-and-coming artists to those that are established. Usually this gallery
Amazing.
does charge admission to their exhibitions, but once you pay this, it gets you into every exhibition they have running. However, if you go on a Friday after 5 p.m, you can get in absolutely free. You can grab a drink from the bar. You do have to pay for that though. And go and have a look around their bookshops and their print shops and the exhibitions as you please.
Wow.
Did we mention your favourite free London activity? Then let us know in the comments below what you love to do. And if you want more information, we have literally hundreds of videos, which you can watch by clicking one of the boxes around me.
Okay, that was awesome. That was awesome. Now I know 10 things, possibly free, mostly free, that I could do if I ever visit London. Awesome, 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 awesome. I am going to be looking at some more actual like activities that we could do. Remember, this is virtual traveling. So yes, I'm picking up possible ideas, but I also want to be in those ideas, right? I want to see the things that's happening because, I can't be there in person. So hopefully I'll find some content which I could dive in and look at the material happening, right? So that would be awesome. I don't know how accessible that type of material will be, but let's see. right? I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Do subscribe for more content like these. I also do vlogs and other different content on my channel. So, subscribe to see more of those as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.